To register a customer to make their own online payments at your dealer portal, enter their contract number, and when you get to the contract details page, next to the buyer type, you'll see the word register. Click on this link and enter a valid email address for your client or customer. Once you have that email address entered, click Save, and you'll be asked to read the registration confirmation information to the customer. Reading this will let them know that they'll be receiving an email from portalpay that contains a link they can click on, and then they'll be asked to create their password and they'll be ready to use the system. Click OK, and you've successfully registered your customer. Now, if that customer calls in ever and says that they've forgotten their password, you can go to the user management section, click Manage Buyer, and enter their email ID, their last name, or first name. So, enter their email address and click Search. And when this pops up, you can either click on their email ID and create a new email address for them, or simply click the Reset Password button and they'll receive a new email from portalpay with a link telling them how they can update their password. When you do that, it says, "Are you sure you want to reset the password?" Click OK, and then the system will tell you that you've successfully reset their password. Now, if you need to add a user to the system, and a user would be someone on your team, you would come into User Management and click Add User, or Manage User, excuse me. Here you can either search, and it will give you a list of all the existing users you have in your system. You can deactivate someone if they are no longer with your company. You can reset a user's password. Or if you need to add a user, click Add User. And if you're a user in portalpay, it reasons to say that you have to have a valid email address because that's your username. But you also have to be a user inside AutoStore Fusion. So you have to have a user ID in Fusion in order to take payments in Collector Pro. So if you have a new employee, make sure you set them up in Fusion first with a user ID and then come into portalpay. You would select them from the list of users, enter a valid email ID for them, and then assign them a role. You have the roles dealer admin, dealer cashier, dealer user, and dealer collector available. So you select the role that they're going to have, and then if you're a Collector Pro user as well, you would click Collector Pro Payment if this person is going to be taking payments in the Collector Pro system. Then save your updates, and you will have successfully added that user. Now the next time you search, they'll be in that list as well. And again, if they leave the company, you can deactivate. And if you need to reset their password, you can click Reset. You could also assign users in your system the ability to maintain their own profile. And if that's the case, they can come into the My Profile Activity Center and change their profile or put in a new email address and or change their password. Now, the system will prompt you to change your password about every 30 days, and you will get a message in red in the blue status bar at the top of the page indicating that it's time to create a new password. So rather than wait for someone to reset you, if you haven't forgotten, you can come in here when you receive that first message and click Change My Password, enter your existing one, and then create a new password. And that is how you will maintain buyer information, user information, and then that's how you'll also register your customers in portalpay.